Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I didn't expect his face to peel like that. What is happening? No wonder you're such a psycho when it comes to your social interactions. Bro, you just come with us. You're not alone anymore. I'll go on some weird forest trips with you. You know what? Now before we jump into this, because people like to get hot and bothered by titles, I want to just make this clear. I've liked this show prior to this episode, but there's no denying that people be mad confused watching this series. They're telling you to go watch other videos, understand stuff, right? At the end of the day, this anime has been a bit of a mind twister. And to be honest, I wouldn't have been surprised if many people started dropping out of the show. However, when you have an episode like episode 6 that is this concise and precise and this fucking good, I think a lot of people are going to be like, well, maybe I'm not at a point of dropping it just yet, because goddamn, it really lets you soak in the scenery, and this is the best episode of the show to date. If people don't at me if you have different opinions. Make sure you drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon's where you catch my full live reaction. So, I just love this episode. Like, there's no denying the amount of action was great. But here's the thing, you could have given me just the intro fight and I would have been a happy camper. It was enough keys jingling to keep my focus. I was like, okay, now show me the lecture. Like, show me what you're going to say. And I think the biggest reason this episode clicked with me so much, it's kind of a twofold. One, there was two characters we really focused on. Yes, at the start of the episode there was more, but at the end of the day, we primarily used Clen and Azek's characters. Like, that's all we used. And given our boy is in the body of a dead guy who was taught under this guy, and he's like, hey, you kind of seem a little sus to me. Anyway, I'm drawing blood graffiti on my walls. Do you want to go on a school trip with me? You kind of immediately hook me in. But the thing that sells me, it's not the action, it's not the production, no. It was what they did with his character, because he seems sus as hell. Like, the whole episode, I'm thinking, you would have to be like a dumb white woman in a horror flick to follow this guy. Like, you're gonna get your throat slit. And there's a couple moments that I'm like, see, I told you, dumbass, you're getting thrown into the wall, you're getting your blood drained. Like, there's so much, right? Yet by the end of this episode, I said, you know what? Screw every other character in this series. We need a buddy cop with just these two. Just them. When you get the punchline, listen, I thought the punchline was great to begin with. I was like, you telling me that headless bastard with the giant sword was this man's son? Already, I thought that was a good enough plot twist. That was the breadsticks. That wasn't even the appetizer. That was the breadsticks, but damn were those some good breadsticks. When we see that whole, like, sequence of, like, his life, I'm like, damn, man, like, he had it all. He had a family, he had respect. Where did it all go wrong? And then you start learning that he's a bit of a corpse stealer. I feel like he collected quite a few bodies over the years, and it essentially made him look like he looked like the Grim Reaper there. Like, when his son was looking at him in, like, the lightning flash and he saw the skull rather than his skin, like, it's no wonder he separated from them. To be honest, with the way the wife was looking, I thought she was dying. I thought the way the sword went, I was like, oh shit, the kid's dead. No, like, he separated seemingly because his presence was going to kill them. And then, lo and behold, even by leaving, his son ended up dead. The fact that apparently every couple decades, he goes into a big-ass nap. And when he wakes up, doesn't know shit. Knows his name, maybe has a piece of identification, some fuzzy memories, but always alone. And the fact that the more he realizes and the more he learns, these aren't just dreams, they're all realities, reincarnations. And it's like, oh. So no matter how much you try to do over, no matter how much you try to be a good person, it's all ends in death, huh? Is that what you're telling me? You made me go from saying you started the damn episode with what I assume was blood. Maybe it was paint, but either way, not the most normal sequence. But now I kind of understand why, if he's having nightmares every night, why before forgetting he wants to scribble it down on the nearest thing. And well, maybe he doesn't have markers, so he slits his hand so he has blood. This is my kind of episode. It's concise, it's precise, and really, I think focusing on two characters that were both equally interesting. Because I like our MC. I like the idea of his story. He's been like the one thing that's kept me grounded in the middle of being like, here's 12 characters I barely know. I'm trying to know you, but damn. And then it's like, here's this guy. Immediately the hook, he creeps you out, but we want to follow him. And just they deliver. Now, because I've had these comments, I just spent, 5 minutes or so talking about the writing? You can't bitch and moan that that's all I care about. I get those people, and it baffles me, because it's like, oh, I can talk about writing and stuff, and people, I don't know, they're idiots. Anyway, the production was awesome. Like, I think I realized why I like the background so much in this show. It reminds me of video game concept art. So, take your favorite video game series and look up concept art. There's a very distinct style to it, and while yes, it's unfinished because it's a concept, in a lot of ways, I find concept art for video games a lot more interesting than the final product because it's just a short snapshot of what they would like it to look like, but obviously things change. The backdrops are so good in this show, and it's just, that's what it reminds me of. All different types of video games, but man, I'm like, damn, this could be some Dark Souls concept art, some Dragon Age concept art, have Castlevania concept art. It looks great. And the funny thing is I think the only thing I could probably nitpick when it came to animation, and it's something that's been consistent, I don't like how doors open. Like, it's a very weird push of 3D. But if you honestly think I'm saying that ruins anything, you're kidding yourself. That's the only thing that has unironically bothered me, because everything else is just like, if this team, when they're done with Lord of Mysteries, all work together on the next project, just watch whatever they do just for the visuals alone, because this is like the Chinese Ufotable. Like, they are cooking visually. Easily the most entertained I've been. It helps we're a little more situated. Like, the first couple of episodes, they sped through a shit ton of chapters, right? Like, we knew that. But the past few episodes, lot less chapters, right? And it's shown in the pacing of the episodes. But I think, I don't know, I guess maybe it's also a point of like the author around this point maybe also just found their groove a bit more. I don't know. Maybe it's more payoff. I don't know. It's just, I'm a happy camper. And while I wasn't getting close to dropping off on this series, based on discussion I've seen, it did feel like we were probably going to lose off on a lot of people watching this as it went on, which some people would say, oh, you know, we lose the casuals. But at the same time, I think this is the type of show that could open up a lot of people's opinion of animation, almost similar to something like The Apothecary Diaries, which does such a great job at showing there's such a different way to look at anime than just your typical action shonen fest. So, great episode. Even if you don't agree with me, it's that good of an episode. Let me have fun. I like this. You let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think? And favorite moment if you got any. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. And Patreon. Full live reactions and other exclusives like, hey, I give video shoutouts to all my patrons. So today we got Davlin, Furno19, Pixcalibur, Sign, and we also have Ashlift. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.